I have this island here I've been slowly working on. It is a cooperative zombie shooter. But I have this NPC here, Mr. Jonesy. Look at that. That's actually, that could be a shot in a show right there. Anyways, and I had this NPC walker, there's walker NPC behavior. So this, we have an NPC spawner, and then the walker NPC behavior is right here. And it's actually pretty cool. You get a lot of stuff default out of the box when you go to the Verse Explorer, right click here on your project, add new verse file, and then do the default NPC behavior. You name it whatever you want. You get a lot of default stuff out of the box, which is actually really cool. So let's look at some of this code here. Oh, it's all red. When you see this, then you need to build the verse code. I don't know why it starts off like that. I'm not sure, but that's what I've been seeing, and that's how I've been fixing it. So at the top here we have our imports, right? So for the NPC stuff, you gotta have this using Fortnite.com AI import, and then this is a channel, or just a class that inherits from debug draw channel to help you to see where the AI will walk. And actually it gives you like a default kind of walking behavior, because here on the on begin we get the AI agent, or the NPC, and then we can actually create a position in 3D space by getting the characters transform, and this translation gives us a point in 3D space apparently, which is actually kind of interesting, which turns out to be a vector 3, type vector 3. And then it actually will loop and just create a new point that the NPC can walk to. So then you say nav target start, make navigation target, go to the point, and then at the end, when you get to the end of the navigation, it will take the NPC spawn point, make navigation target, and then set it to nav target end to where you ended, which is kind of interesting. We actually got to look at what this function is doing here. Make navigation target. Is it a function or a method? I keep forgetting. Let's see here. Where is this defined? I thought this was defined here. Oh, it looks like this comes out of, so this is a method that you get inherited from the behavior class, NPC behavior. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So let's open up the Fortnite library, and I believe we can find it here in Fortnite.digest, and we can search for NPC behavior. There we go. So we got this class here, NPC behavior, and it comes with an on begin and on end. A get agent returns the agent associated with this behavior, which is actually really useful for us. And I don't see that method. Let's see here. Make navigation target. Oh, it's just under AI, the AI module. Interesting. So create a navigation target from a forged target info. Oh, interesting. So you give it a point, so it accepts a target info, which is I don't know what type is that. Forged target info. Let's look it up. Oh, here we go. Target has line of sight and attitude. toward this target. Oh, that's interesting. But this go to point, I thought, was just a vector 3. So the NPC spawn point is vector 3. And then it adds this random kind of vector 3. And we keep, as you see here, the Z is going to be 0.0. Which is, yeah, I need to do more research on what the X and Y are. But I'm assuming then it's like X left and right, and then north and south Y, and then the Z would maybe take you out of the map. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. But this is like the default code that they give us from Epic, so this is obviously correct. But go to point, NPC spawn point is also vector 3 because it gets the translation. So it accepts with vector 3. Maybe there's multiple versions of make navigation target that accept different types. Yep, here we go. Okay, cool. So there's different types, there's different make navigation target methods that accept different types of input. So the one that we're using in the code here, it does accept a vector 3 and then generates a navigation target from any position. That's pretty cool. So there's one that accepts a fort something else, like I forget what it was, that type. There's this one that accepts a agent, so you actually can move towards another agent or an entity, so maybe like a building maybe or something. And then the fourth one gives you can use fort target info, which will give you you can set up as a target and then an attitude towards that target, and true if the target that can be seen has line of sight. So if the agent has line of sight of the target, then it moves towards it. So that's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do here with it. And so essentially what's going to happen here, it just generates random positions. And so when I play with it, it just gives you random stuff, but it can error out and not actually take you to the positions that are actually useful in the game. So it give you these random errors saying like, that position is not, you're not able to get to that position on the map. So what we need to do, I'll just make these into comments for now, is do something where we iterate. Well, first, yeah, we could iterate through like an array of waypoints, or just give a waypoint as the go-to point. So we could do that. And one way we can go about setting up waypoints is with the map indicator device. And we actually have one already set up, which is all the way over here. So we can have this map indicator device be a waypoint. And actually what's cool about it, it also shows up on the map, which is actually pretty neat. And so we can have the NPC navigate towards this waypoint. Alright, so let's see how we can do this. We have the map indicator device here, and if we look for the map indicator device, let's see. Oh, gotta plug in my keyboard. Okay, cool. All right, we have the map indicator device. Map indicator device. Here we go. Used to create custom points of interest and markers on the minimap and overview map. Now, we could obviously just find points of interest, right? Just get a float value for the X and a float value for the Y. But this way, it kind of gives us like a way to know how to pinpoint with with UI, an easy way to get a location. So we're gonna say enable disable, activate object to pulse. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I was hoping there'd be like an easy method to call like get transform or something, but I guess we can just we can do it as we will. So let's say this. So I'm not going to use an array yet. That'll probably be for another video, but I'm going to now this is different, right? So this is just a behavior, so this is not a device, but I do think the same programming principles apply here. So we have editable. So let's add editable. There we go. Tab. Must use tab. All right. Add editable. Okay. And we want to do. Let's see. It's been a minute. Yeah, we want to do something like this. Okay, cool. So we want to do first point of interest, and then we follow that up with a colon, and then this is going to be a map indicator device, right? And that would equal map indicator device. There you go. But I'm getting errors, so I did something wrong apparently. I think I need to do this import because I don't have it here. I think that's it. Let's hover over it to see what the error gives us. It's not support for data definitions of this type. Oh, so that could be tricky. That's interesting. That is interesting. Let's see here. Maybe I'll just copy this right here. Maybe it will still let me do it. And okay, there it went away. Okay. All right. So we just need to import using Fortnite.com devices, and that error went away. Okay. Awesome. Very cool. And then what we're going to do here then is we have the loop, and I don't mind the loop, but it's going to keep on looping, right? But we kind of like the behavior of the loop because then that will help us, it'll help us get things set up. So we have the go-to point here. So let's just say something like we have the first point of interest, and then we'll say we'll do, I think it's var first point I'm trying to say first point used or something like that. I need to come up with a better name, but I will do that later. And that will be of type, it's not bool. What is it? That's why I have your old code, everybody. Alright, let me look here for a second. Let me look online. Alright, so we'll go to UEFN verse programming reference. What is verse? We're not doing that type of video. Okay, and we'll look for constants and variables, common types. Logic, that's what it is. Logic. Okay, yeah, var, colon, then the type is logic, lowercase l, equals false. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, cool. So go back here. The type is logic. And then the value would be false to get started. And I want to put a semicolon so bad, but that's not what we do in verse. And then, okay, so that's set to false. And then what we'll do here is if first point used and actually we'll say not, because it's going to be false at first, and then we want, so if it's false, so the first point has been used, and we want to say that the NPC spawn point was actually a constant in this situation, but so we're gonna say set NPC spawn point I think we can do this, or it's just this, something like that. Then we want to use our map indicator device. First point of interest dot get transform open close parentheses dot translate. I don't know if it works the exact same way. I'm just copying just to see what we get. And then once we're going to use it, then now we set first point used equal to true. Alright, now we're getting this error with this if statement here. So it uses and or not instead of, oh, that's right, okay. Something like that. And then what's going on here? Yeah, expected an expression that can fail in the operand of not. Okay. This is where I'm still trying to understand the way you can use conditionals. So, looking at the reference here, let's check out failure. not an expression. I don't want to copy this. What am I doing? Let's see. I want to see it with like used. Okie dokie. Maybe I'll have some examples in control flow. So then if I guess I have to use the question mark most likely. Yeah, that's frustrating because it's not like I didn't use a question mark here, like for the logic for the type. Okay, and then this one it cannot be assigned to right because this was not set up that way. So we're gonna say var vector 3. That's what we're gonna say. All right, and now the spawn point should be set to the translation, the first point of interest, and we'll save that and let's see if it actually builds. So verse build verse code. And we got all green. I'm actually surprised. I thought that would fail. Low key, I thought that would fail. So we'll say NPC spawner has, okay, so this does work like a device. So first point of interest. Now it's not under settings, which makes sense. I guess maybe it could be under settings, but whatever. That's all good. And so now we can choose the map indicator device. And, you know, later on we'll do some naming, you know, stuff like that. But so right now what it will do is it should first have the NPC go towards the map indicator device, and then after that it'll just do random stuff after like that. So that's okay. Let's hit save all here, and let's check in our changes. And then added map indicator device to our NPC walker behavior. Okay, cool. Now hit submit. And let's launch a session and see what results we get. And as you can see, I left the debug on, so that'd be a little annoying. I have to turn that off. All right. I'm capturing. Let's go. Gotta get that floating thing. Ah, interesting. Okay. So our NPC is here. I don't believe that's where I put the device. So that's interesting. Oh, that's why they're screaming still. I was wondering about this. Alright, so I have to do some debugging. But I found an issue here with my map. Yeah, it's trying to find a spot, and it can't find a good spot, then it finds a location that actually works. Interesting. Okay, so I'm spawning zombies than this hill or something. Okay, so that's the NPC doing its thing. Not exactly where I wanted to go, and I'll have to do some debugging, but that is a start, and we will come back with more videos there. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. This is a journey. We're gonna keep playing around with NPCs and make sure they're working. Cool.